Loop Hero is a brand new roguelike developed by 4 Quarters and published by Devolver Digital. The Lich has thrown the world into a timeless loop and plunged its inhabitants into never-ending chaos. Wield an expanding deck of mystical cards to place enemies, buildings, and terrain along each unique expedition loop for the brave hero. Recover and equip powerful loot for each class of hero for their battles, and expand the survivors' camp to reinforce each adventure through the loop. Unlock new classes, new cards, and devious guardians on your quest to shatter the endless cycle of despair. I'll start off by saying there isn't really a good way to describe this game. It's a mashup of a bunch of different systems creating its own genre. It's part card game, part loot sim, part base building, auto-battling loop of pain. Yeah, this game's kinda tough when you first start. Like most roguelikes, don't expect to beat the first boss on your very first run. Or the second, or the third, the fourth, yeah you get it. As you play the game, you'll acquire resources to build your base, unlocking new cards and heroes, and equipment to help you complete your loops. So what is a loop exactly? A map lays a path in front of you. Your character will spawn at a campfire. Walk around the entire map, eventually making your way back to the campfire, finishing the loop. But it's not exactly that simple. On each tile of the map, enemies will spawn on your path. You can also use cards to deliberately spawn enemies. I don't know why you would do that, but it's part of the game. With each loop completed, the enemies will grow stronger and stronger. But as they do, they'll drop better loot, making you much more deadly. Of course, each card has some bonuses, but some penalties as well. With each card dropped onto the land, making choices actually matter. Throwing cards around the map without planning will cost you if you're not ready for it. Place too many rocks together, you might spawn a harpy. Fill up the treasury, those gargoyles will come swooping for your neck. This deep system allows for tons of strategy and plenty of room to make mistakes. Good thing you can freeze time with the click of a button. So how exactly do you end the loop? You have a few options. You can either fight the boss, or you can go back to your campfire and run away with your resources. Because if you don't run away before you die, you lose about 70% of your resources. A mistake I've made. A lot. The game will make you a little overconfident sometimes, and it'll take it away from you just as fast. So when does the boss fight happen if you just walk in a circle? There's a boss gauge at the top left corner that will fill up every time you place a card down, eventually spawning the boss at your campfire, where they await your low HP. Down on your luck, oblivious soul ready to crush it with 5 attacks. Don't worry though, it gets better. It doesn't. A fair bit of warning, time will cease to exist when you play this game. Loops to reach the boss can take a very long time. But that's okay. You won't even notice you've been playing for 3 hours straight, because this next run, that boss is going down. Yeah, I doubt it. This game is also backed by a fantastic soundtrack, reminiscing of old chiptune music that will dynamically change depending on your actions. But if I'm being nitpicky, I do have one complaint, besides the game tricking me to thinking my build is great, only for the next loop to completely steal my confidence away. That is the skeleton sprite that represents your character. It can be a little hard to find among the chaos that's going on. But again, luckily you can pause the game and find out where you are, so it's not that big of a deal. I just had to find something to complain about, or I wouldn't be a real gamer. So should you buy this game? Yeah, you definitely should. You don't want to be left out of the loop.